So let's consider this problem, right? So in this problem, the question is given as analyze completely and take value of G as 100 gigapascal, right? So as you know, what is G? It's a modulus of rigidity, okay? Or it is also known as bulk modulus, right? So what they have given? They have given this stepped bar, okay, which is having different cross sections. For first one, diameter is 100. For second one, it is 80. For third one, it is 50. Okay, their leftmost end, it is connected to fixed support. Again, their right end is again connected to fixed support. Okay, what is the length of every bar? For this bar, it is 450. This is 400. This is 500 mm. Okay, now what they have done? They have applied some moment here, 3 kilonewton per meter, 3 kilonewton meter, and here also they have applied 2 kilonewton meter, right? So this is the problem which has been given. Okay, now we need to solve this problem. Okay, so just by looking at the field or just by looking at the problem, you can understand that this problem belongs to structural field. Okay, this problem belongs to structural field, and that is basically bar under torsional load. Bar under torsional load. Okay, this is a bar which is applied with the torque. Okay, this is the bar under torsional load, right? So you know that for bar under torsional load, you have value of EME, right? Element matrix equation. Okay, so that is given by G J by L. I will write down. So EME is given by G J by L 1 minus 1 minus 1 1, right? Theta 1 theta 2 is equal to T1 T2, right? So this is the value of element matrix equation for bar under torsional load. Gj by L 1 minus 1 minus 1 1 theta 1 theta 2 is equal to T1 T2, right? So for that you should know J, where J is called as polar moment of inertia, right? So as this is circular cross section, we need to calculate polar moment of inertia. Okay, so formula for J is pi by 32 d raised to power 4. This is the value of J, okay, when it is circular, right? So how will calculate J1? Tell me how will calculate J1? It is pi by 32 into d, that is 100 raised to power 4. So tell me how much answer you're getting. Right. So tell me how much answer you're getting. Pi by 32 d raised to power 4.
9.81 into 10 raised to 6.
9.81 into 10 raised to power 6, right? Now you calculate J2. J2 is equal to pi by 32 into d raised to power 4, that is diameter is 80 raised to power 4. So tell me this, how much it is?
4.02 into 10 raised to 6.
4.02 into 10 raised to power 6, right? Now if you see the unit of this one, what is the unit for this J? What is the unit for J? What is the unit for J?
mm raised to 4.
Right, mm raised to power 4, right? Here also it is mm raised to power 4. Clear? Now we need to calculate J3. J3, it is again pi by 32 into d, diameter is 50 raised to power 4. Okay, so tell me this answer.
0.61 into 10 raised to 6.
0.61 into 10 raised to power 6 mm raised to power 4, right? See, this is J1, J2, J3. Clear? So this we have calculated because we need to put this value in this formula, right? And this is nothing but element matrix equation. So where this is called as a stiffness, this is to be multiplied by displacement is given by force. Okay, here displacement is not linear, it is angular, so we'll call that as a theta. Here force, it is not there, it is torque, so we will call this as a torque, right? Clear? Now we need to write down this stiffness matrix for element number 1. Stiffness matrix for element number 1. Gj. G is same for entire problem, that is 100 into J of one element, first element, that is 9.81 into 10 raised to power 6 by length of first element, that is 450 into 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. Okay. See, all of you see here. Here only I'll make. This is node number 1. This is node number 2, right? This is node number 2. This is node number 3. This is node number 4, right? This is element number 1, right? This is element number 2. This is element number 3. Is it okay? Okay. So this we are writing for element number 1. So tell me how much value you are getting.
2.18 into 10 raised to 6.
So this is 2.18 minus 2.18 minus 2.18 and 2.18. Is it okay? See, this element number 1, it is between node 1 and 2. So I'll write down 1, 2, 1, 2. Clear? Now go for stiffness matrix of element number 2. What is J? Sorry, G, it is same 100. J of element number 2, it is 4.02 into 10 raised to power 6 divided by length, it's 400 into 1 minus 1 minus 1 1, right? Yes or no? So you'll get some value here.
1.0
1.005
to
into 10
6.
raised to 6.
0.005.
So I'll make it 1.01 minus 1.01 minus 1.01 and 1.01. Is it okay? Now if you see the element number 2, it is between node 2 and 3, right? So I will assign 2 and 2 3. Is it okay? Next, just go for stiffness matrix of element number 3, right? So I will write down G, that is 100 into J of element number 3, it is 0.61 into 10 raised to power 6 upon length is 500, right? Into 1 minus 1 minus 1 1, right? So you'll get some value.
0.122 into 10 raised to
1
6.
10 raised to 6. 0.122. Okay, so this is minus 0.12 minus 0.12 and 0.12. Okay, now this stiffness matrix or this element number 3, it is between node 3 and 4. So I'll write down 3 4 3 4. Is it okay? Have you understood these matrices, element stiffness matrices?
Yes, sir.
See, this was the basically problem given. Now see, what is the first process in FEA is to discretize, right? So just by seeing the problem, you can understand that there are 3 elements, 1, 2, 3. So these are the 1, 2, 3 elements. So there will be 4 nodes, node number 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? Now see, by seeing this problem, you understand that, okay, this is a stepped bar which has been applied with the torsional load, right? So for torsional load, this is the value of EME. That is Gj by L 1 minus 1 minus 1 1 into theta 1 theta 2 is equal to T1 T2, right? Where this particular term, it is called as stiffness matrix. This is a displacement is given by force or torque, right? So basically we need to see value of G, it is same for entire problem because this entire structure, it is made up of same material because they are not given the different values of G, right? So you need to assume that it is same for entire problem. J we need to calculate because formula for J is pi by 32 d raised to power 4, right? Because it's a circular one. So we will calculate J1 for element number 1 by putting its diameter, J2 for element number 2 by putting its diameter, J3 by putting J3 for element number 3 by putting its diameter. So we have calculated J1, J2, J3. Next step will be to calculate element stiffness matrices. Okay, so this is G, J by L. So we are getting these values. All of you understood? Clear? Now Now what is the step next? We need to form what? Global stiffness matrices.
Global.
Is it okay? We need to form global stiffness matrices, right? So, okay, tell me what is the size of global stiffness matrices?
4 by 4.
Tell me what is the size?
4 by 4.
What is the size? Right, it is 4 by 4 because there are 4 nodes.
4 nodes.
Right? And each node can move only in one direction, right?
One direction.
Two direction one, sir.
Okay, so what we will do? So what we will do? We will just pick the matrices, element stiffness matrices, and place it in a global matrices, right? So you don't remember to take 10 to the power 6 common. I've taken 10 to the power 6 common. Okay, so I'll put this matrices. Okay, it is 2.18 minus 2.18 minus 2.18 and 2.18. Is it okay? Next, these matrices I will put. This will start from 2, 2. Okay, so here it will go 1.01 minus 1.01 minus 1.01 and 1.01. Okay, next we need to go for these matrices. This will start from 3, 3. Okay, so from here it will start plus 0.12 minus 0.12 minus 0.12, right?
Is of global stiffness matrix में
and 0.12. हाँ, बोलो.
are 4 and degree of freedom will be 2, right?
How degree of freedom will be 2?
So rotation is
here.
in 2 different directions. That's it.
See, let the rotation, see, it doesn't matter. See, it is only rotation, na? See, rotation, it is 1 degree of freedom. Whether the rotation is clockwise or anti-clockwise, that is a different thing. But it's a rotation. That means it is a 1 degree of freedom. Getting or not?
Okay.
See, if it is anti-clockwise, we will take it as positive. If it is clockwise, it will take it as negative, right? But rotation, it is only 1 degree of freedom. See, if you talk about linear displacement is again 1 degree of freedom. Okay, whether it is going towards right or whether it is going towards left, okay, it's only 1 degree of freedom. Similarly, this is a rotation. So whether it is clockwise or anti-clockwise, it is 1 degree of freedom. Whether it is going anti-clockwise or clockwise. Getting this? Okay. Now see, you have global stiffness matrices. Okay. So now, okay, we need to write down GME. Okay, global matrix equation. Okay, how will write down GME? Global matrix equation. Okay, so global matrix equation is given by, for writing global matrix equation, you have global stiffness matrix, right? So global stiffness matrix multiplied by displacement is given by torque. Right? So see, now you can see here in this diagram, in this matrix where you won't have any elements. Okay, so at that location you need to put 0. Okay, so if you have the nodes in sequence, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, as well as if you have the elements which are connected in sequence, okay, 1 between 1, 2, 2 between 2, 3, 3 between 3, 4, then what happens is this global stiffness matrix which you are getting, it's a diagonal matrix, right? It's a diagonal matrix. So I'll take 10 to the power 6 common. Okay, I will put here 2.18 minus 2.18 0, 0, right? Then minus 2.18. Tell me how much this one? 2.18 plus 1.01.
3.19.
3.19 minus 1.01, 0. Then 0 minus 1.01. Now tell me this much.
1.13.
1.13. Next, this is minus 0.12. 0, 0, minus 0.12 and 0.12. Okay, so this is the global stiffness matrix. This is to be multiplied by displacements, right? So there are 4 nodes, so you'll get 4 displacements, and these displacements are angular, right? So theta 1, theta 2, theta 3, theta 4 is equal to T1, T2, T3, and T4, right? Getting or not? Have you got this thing?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now we need to solve this matrix basically, right? So as to get the values of displacements. So before solving, okay, what we used to do? Tell me.
Boundary
Can you give some
condition.
idea regarding this? Okay, can you see this diagram?
So first and fourth are fixed.
First and fourth are fixed. That means what?
Theta 1, theta 4, 0.
Theta 1 and theta 4 are 0, right? See, because node 1 and node 4 are fixed, that means displacement at particular node is 0, right? So what happens is theta 1 is 0. That's why this first row, see, I'll just simply erase it. First row and first column. Similarly, this theta 4 is 0. That's why this fourth row, okay, and this fourth column gets cancelled, right? This gets cancelled. Okay, as theta 1 is 0, first row, first column is 0, theta 4 is 0, last row and last column is cancelled. So we are interested to calculate the value of theta 2 and theta 3. See, we are interested to calculate the value of theta 2 and theta 3, provided we know the value of T2 and T3. Getting or not? We need to put these values, T2 and T3. In the previous problem which we have solved, there were forces. Now you don't have the forces. What do you have? You have torque, right? So what is the torque which is applied at node 2? See here. What is the torque which is applied at node 2?
3 kilonewton
3
per meter.
kilonewton meter.
3 kilonewton meter, right? But every dimension it is in mm. Let it be kilonewton, that is not a problem, but this is in meter. You want it to be in mm. Okay. So what I will write down? I will write down this as 3000,
3000.
3000 kilonewton mm. Is it okay? Is it okay or not?
Yes, sir.
3000 kilonewton mm. Is it okay? Because it is in anti-clockwise. So I will take it as positive. So I have taken it as a positive and I have multiplied it by 1000 because I need to convert that meter into mm, right? Now go to T2. What is the force applied at, or what is the torque which is applied at node 3? See, T3 we need to put. T3.
2000 kilonewton.
What is the force applied at node 3?
2000.
Minus 2 kilonewton.
Okay. See, this is written as minus 2000, right? Minus 2000 kilonewton mm, right? Why it is minus? Because
Clockwise direction.
it is in clockwise. Anti-clockwise I have taken as a positive. So clockwise I need to take it as a negative. Okay, and I will be multiplying it by 1000 because I need to convert this into mm, right? So with this, can you solve this equation?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so we need to solve this equation, right? But see, you don't take or don't forget to multiply it by 10 to the power 6, right? Okay, so let's see how to solve it, right? So for that, okay, we need to put mode, to go to mode. We have two equations, solve the system with two equations. Okay, so my first value will be 3.19 into 3.19 into 10 to the power 6, right? 3.19 into shift 10 raised to power into 10 raised to power 6, right? 3.19 into 10 raised to power 6. Next, minus 1.01 into into 10 raised to power 6, right? Clear? Then you have 3000, right? Then we need to put again minus 1.01 into 10 raised to power 6. Next 1.13 into 10 raised to power 6, right? And here you have minus 2000, right? So tell me what answer you are getting. Okay, so are you
Same.
getting this value?
Into 10
Okay,
raised
so
to
see
minus
what value of theta 2 we are getting?
5.3
Yes,
into 10 raised to minus 4.
0.0053. See, unit should be radian, right? It's an angular displacement, so it's radian. And this theta 3 is minus 0.00129, right? Radian. Okay, you understood this?
yes, sir.
See this. How to put that in a calculator? Okay. So these values, after putting this, we are getting this answer, right? So this is the value of theta 2 and theta 3. Now we are interested to calculate the reactions, right? Obviously, see this is going in anti-clockwise, this is going in clockwise, right? This is in anti-clockwise, this is in clockwise. So as to balance these two, okay, there will be some reactions which are produced at the fixed support. Okay, so those we need to calculate, right? So which are those reactions? These reactions are T1 and T2, sorry, T4. These reactions are T1 and T4, right? So the point where displacement is 0, at that point you get a reaction. So we are interested to get the value of T1. How will you do that? This first row multiplied by this column, right? So this is 10 raised to power 6, right? 2.18 into theta 1. See here, 2.18 into theta 1 plus minus 2.18 into theta 2, right? Plus, see this into this, plus 0 into theta 3, 0 into theta 3, plus this 0 into theta 4 is equal to T1. Is it okay? Is equal to T1. So 10 raised to power 6, 2.18 into theta 1 is 0 plus minus 2.18 into theta 2 is 0.00053, right? This is 0 is equal to T1. So from this, you can get the value of T1. Is it okay? So tell me what value of T1 you are getting.
Minus 1155.4.
Minus
1155.4.
0.4. So obviously this is torsion, right? So it is kilonewton mm. This is T1, right? Now we need to calculate T4, right? So this is obviously fourth row multiplied by this column is equal to T4. Okay. So 10 raised to power 6, 10 raised to power 6, 0 into theta 1, right? 0 into theta 1 plus 0 into theta 2, 0 into theta 2 plus, okay, minus 0.12 into theta 3, right? Into theta 3 plus 0.12 into theta 4 is equal to T4. Is equal to T4. Is it okay?
Minus 0.0.
Huh? What happens? What happens? Tell me. Okay. So just put this value 10 raised to power 6. This is 0. This is 0. This is minus 0.12 into theta 3 is minus 0.00129. Okay. Plus this 0.12 T2 into theta 4 is 0 is equal to T4, right? So can you tell me the value of T4?
154.8.
154.8 kilonewton mm, right? Now see all of you here. See, what is the addition of these two? 3000 minus 2000. What is the addition of these two?
1000.
Plus 3, right? This is 1000, 1000. This is 1000. So in order to balance this 1000, addition of T1 and T4 should be minus 1000.
Yes, sir.
Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
देखो ये दो एडिशन कितना है? Addition of 3000 and minus 2000, it's a 1000, right? It's a 1000.
1000.
So in order to balance that 1000, minus 1000 has to be produced, right? Who is going to produce that, or where it will be produced? It will be produced at T1 and T4. So T1 and T4, addition of T1 and T4 would be equal
Minus
to
1000.
1000. Let's see whether it will. Okay, so let's calculate the summation of torque. So T1 plus T2 plus T3 plus T4. Okay, so T1 is minus 115.4 plus T2 is 3000 plus T3 is minus 2000 plus T4 is 154.8, right? So see how much we are getting. Answer.
0.
Just check. So how much you are getting? Answer.
0.6. Minus 0.6.
Minus 0.6. You see, it's approximately equal to 0, right? See, within 3000, okay. See, if you see this error, na 0.6, it is very less as compared to the torque, right? In 3000, the error of 0.6 is very negligible. Is it okay? So that's why I'm calling it to be equal to 0. Is it okay? Is it okay or not?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. Now, what is the next step? We need to calculate stress. Okay. We need to calculate stress. Okay. So you know this equation.
Tau.
What is that equation for stress? You remember this? I remember this equation.
Yes, sir.
Okay, G theta by L is equal to tau by R, right?
Upon
So
R.
from this equation, I will write down tau as, see, how you will write down tau? You will write down as G,
G
Okay.
theta R
Tau.
upon L.
G, okay, G theta R, or I will write down G R theta by L. Is it okay? G R theta by L. Is it okay? G R
Yes,
theta
sir.
by L. It is nothing but G into, instead of radius, see in the problem diameter is given, right? Diameter is given. So radius, it is nothing but diameter by 2, na? So I'll write down, it is GD by 2. Is it okay? GD by 2. Okay. Into theta by L. Theta by L. Is it okay? Now I need to calculate the values of stress, in element number 1. Okay, how will I write down for element number 1? See, for entire problem, G is same, but diameter is different. So it is G D1 by 2, okay, into theta. Okay, so for this element number 1, there are two thetas, theta 1 and theta 2, because this element number 1, it is between two nodes, that is nodes 1 and 2. Okay, and each node will have different value of displacement, right? So there are two thetas. Okay, So I will write down theta 2 minus theta 1 upon L1. See here how I'm writing. Theta 2 minus theta 1 upon L1. Okay. Previously, the problem which was seen for the axial load, there we used to calculate U2 minus U1. Okay. U2 minus U1 by L1. Change in length upon original length. U2 minus U1 by L1. Here it is theta 2 minus theta 1 by L1. Getting or not? Have you understood this one or not? Let me know.
Yes, sir.
Okay, because in the previous problem displacements were linear. In this problem displacements are angular, right? So value of G is 100 into diameter of first is 100 again. Diameter is 100, so 100 by 2 into theta 2. Theta 2 we have calculated 0.0053 minus theta 1 is 0 upon length of element 1, it is 450, right? 450. So we can calculate this stress. Okay, we can calculate the value of stress.
5.89 into 10 raised to minus
into 10 raised to,
minus 3.
tell me, 5.89 into 10 raised to
Minus 3.
minus 3. And what is the unit for this one? Tell me, what is the unit for stress?
Gigapascal.
Newton.
Newton per millimeter.
Gigapascal.
Huh? See, unit for stress will
Newton
be
per
unit,
mm.
gigapascal. It is same as unit of G. It is gigapascal. See, what is the unit for diameter? Mm. What is the unit for length? Mm get cancelled, right? And what is the unit for theta? It's a radian that we never write, right? So unit for shear stress will be G only. Unit of G, that is gigapascal. Is it okay? Yes or no? Now calculate stress in element number 2. It is again say G. Now D2 by 2. Okay, into. Now see, if you see about element number 2, it is between node 2 and 3. Okay, 2 and 3. So it is theta 3 minus theta 2 upon length of element number 2, right? So it is 100, G is 100. Diameter of second one, it is 80, right? So it is 80 by 2 into theta 3. What value of theta 3 we have calculated? Minus 0.00129 minus theta 2 is 0.00053 upon what is the length of this element, second element? 400, right? Okay, so you will get some value here.
Minus 0.0182.
Minus 0.
Minus 0.0182.
82 gigapascal. Okay, is it okay or not? Is it okay
Yes,
with this
sir.
one?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now calculate stress in element number 3. I will calculate same G D3 by 2, right? G D3 by 2. Now for element number 3, it is 3 and 4. Node number are 3 and 4. So theta 4 minus theta 3 upon L3. Okay, upon L3. So is equal to G is 100. Diameter of third element 50 by 2 into what is the value of theta 4? It is 0. And theta 3, it is minus of 0.00129. Okay, upon its length. Upon what is the length of this element number 3? It is 500. Okay, so just get this answer.
— 6.45 into 10 raised to minus 3 gigapascal.
6.45
45
into
into
10 raised to minus
minus
3 giga, minus 3 gigapascal. Whether all of you understood this one? How to do that? Each of
Yes,
you,
sir.
let me know whether you understood
yes
it.
sir
Yes, sir.
सर जो थीटा का वैल्यू है सर वो रेडियन में लेना है हमेशा
See, theta it is in radian only, na?
डिग्री भी तो बोल सकते हैं
See, you are solving the problem in radian mode only, na?
अच्छा ठीक है
Okay.
समझा सर
Okay. Now let me summarize it. Okay. Let me summarize it. See here. What do we have? See, all of you see, those who are joined late. See this one. They're asking to they're asking to analyze the problem completely. See, whenever it is written as analyze completely, finally we need to calculate the value of stress. Okay, that is the meaning of this one, analyze completely. Finally, you calculate the value of stress. Okay, they're asking to take the value of G as 100 gigapascal, where G it is called as modulus of rigidity or bulk modulus. Okay, so what you have stepped bar having 3 different diameters. Okay, and having 3 different lengths, right? And these are fixed at the left hand side as well as they're fixed at right hand side. They have applied some torque. Okay, at node 2 they have applied 3 kilonewton meter, at node 3 they have applied 2 kilonewton meter. Okay, one it is in anti-clockwise, second it is in clockwise. Okay, so what is the very basic step in FEA is the discretization. So there are 3 criteria for discretization. First is change in material. Okay, so here material is same because value of G, it is only one value of G is given. That means the material is same. Okay, next criteria will be change in cross section. Okay, so obviously their diameters are different, so their cross section will be different. So based on this criteria, will be discretize this entire system into 3 elements. Okay, element number 1, element number 2, element number 3. Now you have formed the elements. Next step will be to assigning the nodes. So this is node 1, this is node 2, this is node 3, node 4. Node 1 will connect fixed support to the element number 1. Node 2, it is interconnection between element number 1 and element number 2. Node 3, it's a connection between element number 2 and element number 3. Node 4 will connect element number 3 to fixed support. Right. Now see, by looking at the problem, you understand that the problem belongs to structural field. That is basically the bar which is applied with the torsional load. Right. So for which the GM is given by this equation, Gj by L 1 minus 1 minus 1 1 theta 1 theta 2 is equal to T1 T2, where this particular term it is called as the stiffness matrix. This is to be multiplied by displacement is given by torque, right? So if you need to apply this equation, basically you should understand or you should calculate the value of J for every element, right? So what is the formula for J? It is circular one, right? So it is pi by 32 d raised to power 4. So by using this formula, we have calculated the value of J for every element, because we need to further use this value for calculating element stiffness matrices. Now we have calculated element stiffness matrices. It is G, okay, J by L, okay, G of element, J of element, and length of element. Likewise, we have calculated it for element number 1, 2, and 3. Right, but we don't want the individual or separate element matrices. We want a single matrices which will govern for entire system, right? So that matrices, it is called as a global matrices. So we have calculated, or we have rather formulated the global matrices, right? So what is the size of the global matrices? It will be determined by number of nodes multiplied by degree of freedom. Okay, so there are 4 nodes and each node can move only in angular direction. Okay, each node can move only in angular, might be clockwise, otherwise anti-clockwise, but it should be angular, right? So number of nodes are 4 and degree of freedom is 1. So 4 into 1 is 4, right? So size of the global matrix is 4 by 4. Okay, so we have just make these rows and we have make these columns. Now question will be to pick the element matrices and place it in a global matrices, right? So we have just pick this 1 2 1 2 matrices, place it here, right? See, you just get the starting point. What is the starting point? 1 1. At the location 1 1, you write down 2.18, right? So just side of that minus 2.18, here minus 2.18, and here 2.18, right? Now go for stiffness matrix of element number 2. What is the starting point? It's 2, 2. So at the location 2, 2, you write down 1.01, right? So at the starting, at the side of that, minus 1.01, here minus 1.01, and here 1.01. Next is 3, 4, 3, 4. Just get the starting point. That is 3, 3. At 3, 3, you write down 0.12. So at 3, 3, I will write down 0.12. Side of that, minus 0.12. Here, minus 0.12 and 0.12. Okay. So the locations where you won't have any elements, at those locations, you make it equal to 0. Right. Now, how to understand that the element stiffness, global stiffness matrices that you form is correct. Okay. Now see, at node number 2, 2 elements are connected. So if you see at 2, 2, in the global matrices, you are getting 2 terms, right? Similarly, if you go for node number 3, again 2 elements are connected. So if you go to 3, 3 in global stiffness matrices, you will again get 2 terms. Okay. So this is how to understand that the global stiffness matrices that you form is correct. Is it okay? Is it okay till this one? All of you?
Yes, sir. Done.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now see, once you have these elements, global stiffness matrices, we need to write down GME. GME, it is nothing but simple. It's a global matrix equation. Okay. So this is global stiffness matrix. This is to be multiplied by displacement, will be given by torque. Okay. Here displacement is angular. So corresponds to you have torque. Right. So this is global stiffness matrix multiplied by displacement, 4 displacements multiplied by torque. So obviously there are 4 torques. Right. Now before solving this equation, you try to impose the boundary condition. Okay. Because boundary conditions are going to sustain the structure in the atmosphere. Okay. See, if it is not fixed, see in this problem it is fixed at 2 end. Okay. In this problem it is fixed at 2 end. Okay, but although it is fixed at least it is required that it is fixed at 1 end only. Okay, so if it is fixed at 1 end, obviously you will be able to apply the torques. If it is not fixed at least 1 end, how will you be able to apply the torque? That is the question. Okay, so boundary condition, it is not only to solve the equation, it is to sustain the structure in the atmosphere. See, in this problem it is fixed at end. Okay, it will simplify your equations which you are supposed to solve, but at least it is required that it should be fixed at 1 end. So if it is fixed at 1 end, then only you will be able to apply the forces, right? So when you apply the displacement, see at node 1 and node 4, it is fixed. That means those nodes are not able to move. They cannot move anywhere. That means displacement at that particular node is 0. And whenever a displacement is 0, then that particular row and that particular column gets cancelled. Okay. So you need to now solve the system of 2 simultaneous equation with 2 unknowns. Okay. Provided you know T2 and T3. So if you see the torque which is applied at node 2, it is 3 kilonewton meter. Okay. But every dimension it is in mm. So you need to convert that 3 kilonewton meter into kilonewton mm. Okay, so just multiplied by 1000. So you will get this as a 3000 and this is as 2000. Okay, now see this is going in an anti-clockwise direction. That's why I taken this as a plus, and this is going in clockwise direction. That's why I taken it as a minus. Right. So by putting these values in calculator, if you solve, you'll get these values of theta 2 and theta 3 in radian. Right. Now, as I told you, see addition of this 3000 and minus 2000, addition of 3000 and minus 2000 is 1000, right? This addition of these two will correspond to 1000. So in order to balance this 1000, minus 1000 has to be produced by T1 and T4. Okay. So let's calculate reaction. So the point where a displacement is 0, at that point you will get reaction. So this T1 and T4 are reaction. How will you calculate T1 and T4? This first row multiplied by first column give you T1. Last row multiplied by last column will give you T4. So we have calculated T1 and T4. Now we calculate summation of torque. So it is coming minus 0.6. So that we can consider to be equal to 0 because it's a tolerable value, right? In comparison to 3000 and 2000, this much it is negligible, right? Now further, we are interested to calculate the value of stress. For that, this equation which we'll be using, which you are used in SOM, right? So G theta by L is equal to tau by R. So I am interested to calculate the value of tau. So it is G, okay, R into theta by L. So it is G, what is the value of R? It's diameter by 2 into theta by L. Now this formula, in this formula, the only term which I'm going to change is theta. Because for every element, there are 2 values of theta that I'm writing. For every element, there are 2 values of theta, right? So by using this formula, I'll be able to calculate the values of stresses. Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Whether all of you understood this one? Understood this one or not? Let me know.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.